talking with Garland Shreves, and he is running for Arizona State Legislative District 27, and I am excited about talking to you here, and so is everybody else in this room, because they're very interested on what you're talking about. We're live on Facebook. We're going to be sharing the show in just a little bit. You want to keep on with talking about foster parents and what your thoughts are. Let's go ahead and keep
One of the reasons why I'm making this one of my points in my campaign is that, one, we have a lot of foster parents that are in my district. There are a lot of foster parents that are fostering for children that are, related to some distant relative, or they're fostering children that whose parents are just unable to care for their children, whether it be through incarceration or addiction or whatever the case may be. I want to make certain that we don't forget about them, and I think that in large part when they overhauled the foster care system in Arizona a few years ago, and they called it the Department of Child Safety, that people thought the issues have been resolved. All we've done is shuffled the deck to a large degree. Things have improved to some degree, but not to the degree that the average person, if they fully were able to look at and understand what's occurring, would be happy with. So I believe that sunshine is the best disinfectant. I want to put the spotlight on the Department of Child Safety, and I think that we need to consider other alternatives to the way we're currently doing it.
You had mentioned some sort of the different points that you wanted to talk about, and I wanted you to get that out.
Well, the first 8 months of this fiscal year, which is the 2019-2020 fiscal year, Arizona lost 260 licensed foster homes and 628 licensed beds. That doesn't count the 498 licensed homes, 1,133 licensed beds that were lost the previous year. This is not a sustainable program, and in their own report, they believe that only 4 or 5 people think there's an issue with the program. Those foster families that are coming to me are fearful. If the agency found out they were talking to me and complaining, that they would lose their ability to be a foster parent. I think that's sad, and we need to remove that burden. Foster parents need to be able to openly share with the public the dysfunction of the child safety department. We need to do that.
When somebody had asked you while you were talking in here that why is this happening?
I think that it's so monumental, the number of children that are in this system. And I think the vast majority of foster parents believe that parents on the ground are decent, good people and are just simply overwhelmed, and they're burdened by processes and procedures that are ineffective and reduce the quality of service that can be delivered.
I'm not sure if this is right or not, but sometimes I think out of the necessity, let's say somebody lost their child because they were incarcerated or whatever, somebody becomes a foster parent, they don't even know how to be a foster parent. That's got to be hard in the first place.
Well, supposedly the foster care system in Arizona provides training and information for those prospective foster parents wishing to discover if they want to do it. The problem is there's just not that high level of support that a lot of foster families believe they're going to get after they become a foster parent. So they become disgruntled and unhappy and are leaving the system. So I don't want to leave the audience with the impression that those that work within the department don't care. I believe the vast majority of them are hardworking and are compassionate and caring, are competent. They're just overworked. And I think that we need to find a better way. And as the weeks go by, I'm going to make some proposals that I think will address those issues. I think we need to look at and consider doing things on a bigger, larger scale than the department has ever done before. They are not effective, and they don't do foster care well. So we have to come up with a different plan.
Now, your website is garlandaz.com, and you want people to go up there. You were so excited about talking about it. I want you to talk about it.
I want them to go to my website because I have different videos. I have videos on there about crime. I have videos about the criminal justice system. You know, when I was on before, I spoke to you about we need to take a look at criminal justice in Arizona and as a nation as a whole. You know, look at the number of people going to prison today. About 72% are drug related. They're getting little to no rehabilitation or drug treatment in prison. 5 out of every 6 inmates will be rearrested within 9 years. What we're doing doesn't work. Einstein said it best. If you keep doing the same thing expecting a different result, that's insanity. So we already know that what the criminal justice system is doing in Arizona is not working well.
And they're getting out earlier now too, and it's going to make it worse, I think, for them.
Well, it's not so much that they get out early. Arizona is one of 3 states that make you serve at least 85% of your sentence before you can get out.
Okay.
I think that we need to take a look at that. I think that is a huge financial burden. Arizona spends $1.3 billion approximately on the Department of Corrections, but we spend little to no money on a reentry program, and people are reoffending and going back. So we have no problem building more prisons. We have no problem sending people to prison. We need to find a different way.
I agree.
So we don't create generational incarceration, which is what we have today.
Right, and you know, the district that you talk about, I said this to you before, I have a friend of mine that lives over there, and you know, they've made it sort of very pretty in some of the areas, and a lot of people are buying homes there, and they're living there, and they're excited about that they bought, but the crime rate is very high, and then they're leaving, and that's not good for the area either.
That's correct. Here's what people need to understand. Crime is bad for an area, not just because it reduces the quality of life and causes people not to go out to the parks, go for a walk. They don't feel safe when they go to the restaurants or stores. But crime also affects your home value. It also affects your homeowner's insurance. It also affects your car insurance. In the first 2 months of this year, my district saw more than 500 homes and businesses were burglarized. You know, more than 8 homicides in the first 60 days of this year in my district. No one that has been elected in public office in my district cares enough to make this a major issue. And in my campaign, doing something about the crime for the people who live there, this shouldn't have to be politicized. I don't care what your political party is or what your label is. We all deserve to live in a safe environment and be able to go outside.
Check him out on his website. It's garlandaz.com. What else do you want to leave them with?
I also want to remind them that I have a counterpart. Her name is Tatiana Pena, and she is running for the House of Representatives in the same district in LD 27. And I hope that they'll consider Tatiana Pena because she is an awesome, awesome lady. She's a school teacher, born and raised in South Phoenix, just like me. She's a Southsider, not an outsider. That's our little theme. We just want people to know that, you know, we're from South Phoenix, and we care about the community. And again, we care about people more than we care about political labels.
Well, you know, you're passionate about what you're talking about here, and you want to change. You want to make a change.
Absolutely.
And I think that I think you're going to do it. I really do. I think you're so passionate
so.
about it. And we want people to go up on the website and check it out. It's garlandaz.com. The different videos that you have there. One is a crime. The other one is obviously you're going to have something.
Criminal justice and school choice.
Okay.
You know, I want working class families to know that school choice is about them choosing whether they want to go to traditional public school, or a public charter school, a private school, or even homeschooling, or driving them, like many do, out of our district to the Kyrene School District, or other districts that they choose. The person that is the incumbent that I'm running against does not support their right of school choice. I think that working class families know better than politicians where they should send their children to school. I believe that it's a fundamental right of how we decide how do we make the next generation better. And one of the ways that we do that is trying to help our children choose where to go to school. I did it for my children. They did go to public school, but I was actively involved. My grandkids right now go to public school, but I support the right of every family to choose what's right and best for them. It's how they may help their children and lift them out of poverty. And why would I want to keep that from them?
You know, I thought about this when you were saying this. When people don't give you the option to be able to make any of your own choices, you end up not caring. You can't care anymore. You just say, well, what can I do anything about it anyway? But it is all about caring, and you know, you love your children and you want them to go and you want them to succeed. You, like you said, you know best. What are your final words for everyone out there?
I hope that people will get involved and become informed about the issues. I truly do. I want them to become involved about the issues.
Again, you can check him out on the website. It's garlandaz.com. Go and check out those videos on everything that he's talking about here. He's passionate about it, and I hope you come back on. I know you got at least one more that we're going to get you on here to talk about.
We are going to do it.
You know, and get that word out about what you want to do and change that district and make it a better place for people to live, a safer place for people to live, a happier place for people to live, and what else?
I just want them to get involved. I want them to go to my website, garlandaz.com, and follow me on Facebook as well. which is Garland Shreves for Arizona Senate LD 27. I post stuff almost daily, and they can watch videos and comments and events and things that I'm doing.
Is that up on your website, all that
Yes,
information?
they can click the icon of Facebook. It'll take them right to my Facebook page.
Just go right to garlandaz.com. He made it easy. It's really easy. It's like Julie Garland or a Christmas garland.
That's
that
it,
you
spelled
wear
the same way.
az.com. Check him out, you guys. I mean, we know that November seems like a long way away. It's not. It's going to be here right around the corner. Check him out on the website and check out all of the videos that he's got on there and see what he's talking about here. Again, that website is garlandaz.com.
Where does the kid